David actually asked for this in lieu of many formal remarks. He asked for questions from the graduating class. So here are some questions. From Whitney, a production design fellow. For you, David, what defines a successful story?
It's always like they say, the story and the way the story is told. So you could have a great story and tell it badly. You could have a pretty bad story and tell it greatly. Or you could have a good story and tell it in a great way. And I think, for me anyway, if it's feeling correct, all the elements, you know, as you all know, the thing is made up of many, many elements. If they're all feeling correct along the way, you've got a chance of having the experience that other people will feel that correctness. So never walk away from any of those elements until they feel correct.
From Patrick, a directing fellow. How did you find your voice as a filmmaker? And once you found it, how did you get it to sing?
That's almost a poem. I found it, my voice, by accident. And I didn't realize this thing that I said before, learning by doing, is real critical. The intellectual knowledge is very good, but we learn so much by doing in this action and reaction, and it's really about what moves you and what you love. So you act and react, learn by doing, and your voice will come out. And then you stay true to that voice.
From Kyle, a directing fellow. What was it like to work with Mel Brooks as your producer on The Elephant Man?
Well, okay, Mel, he wants me to tell you the story about the coat, which my wife Emily says she was going to ask me if she could give it to Goodwill or throw it away. And I said, are you kidding me? Mel Brooks got me a beautiful, I think it might have even been cashmere blue overcoat. Half cashmere, he said. I think he told me it was all cashmere. He gave me this coat. I loved this coat so much, I wore it every day. Any pictures you see of me on The Elephant Man, I'm in that coat. And I think about Mel Brooks. I think about Mel Brooks many times during the year, and especially around his birthday, which is June 28th. Is that correct? That's right. And when Christopher DeVore and Eric Bergman and I were working on the script, they wrote the first script, and then the three of us wrote the shooting script with a lot of input from the great Mel Brooks. And June 28th rolled around, and I heard it was Mel's birthday. So we were in an office across the hall. I walked over to see Mel. He was sitting on his desk, not at his desk, on his desk, facing the big room. And I said, happy birthday, Mel. And Mel said, David, I'm 52 and I'm a Jew. That's kind of what it's like to work with Mel.
From Cheryl, a screenwriting fellow. Your films are filled with symbolism and dreamlike sequences that have such emotional significance. What is your process for coming up with your stories? And how do you decide when to keep your characters in reality versus when to allow them to go into a dream, fantasy, or nightmare sequence? I might have to add a few cents on this one.
I have no idea. I always say the same thing. It's the ideas that come. The ideas that come is like turning on a TV sometimes. There it is. There's the characters, there's the scene, there's the look, there's the feel and the mood. And then you try to translate that idea to cinema. And there's a thing, it's between you and yourself, really, and feeling correct. And the ideas are the big gifts. You can't force them to come, but when they come, you know them, you see them, and then you try to stay true to those.
I was just going to say one of my favorite memories working with David has been so incredible because we've had scripts, we've not had scripts, we've had ideas. But once in Paris, I've got an idea. I don't know what the hell you're going to say, but we're going to shoot in 20 minutes. Come with me down the Champs-Élysées. We got to get a slip. That's all I know is you're going to slip. And that's how it went. And it was great until I ate the cookie at the bedside table that looked delicious and then realized it was a prop and we didn't have another one and I'd ruined
She didn't ruin
continuity.
it. But she called herself a professional, but she's really not.
It was such a good cookie, though.
Yeah. It's a great, big, beautiful world, and I'm very thankful that Laura Dern and Mel Brooks and the American Film Institute are part of it. And I'd like to wish all of you students graduating the greatest good luck, and may fate smile on you as well. You have a very interesting face. Good night.